How your childhood affects your love style. If you take a look into your current or past relationships, you might notice that you tend to display the same kind of behavior in all your relationships. Some of you will realize that you are always trying to please your partner. Others will realize they are constantly trying to assert control over their partners. You might notice that you usually have an idealized picture of what your lover should be. Some of you will force your partner to be just perfect for you, and so on. If you've noticed any such pattern in your partner or yourself, then this video is for you. Keep watching till the end. This does not happen overnight. How we express love is a result of our past experiences. Our experiences during childhood with our parents, with our friends, play a huge role. They form the roots of our character and who we grow to be. How your childhood passes has a very important effect on your love life later on. You get to build relationship around what you've learned from life and what you can do to make sure these relationships thrive. Since the day our minds become capable of understanding the world and forming memories, we develop consciousness on how people are treating us and each other. In essence, the way people treat us, it is like they are writing a script in our mind, which is designing our experience for us to follow once we grow up. During our life, we continually rely on this script to guide us when it comes to issues such as understanding what love is, expressing our love to others, and our reactions to those who love us. According to psychologists, the only thing that most affected our ability to love is our relationship with parents and what type of household we belong to. All of us go through so many experiences staying with our parents. Some of us come from extremely traumatic household. Some of us lived with strict parents. Some of us had very healthy relationship with our parents. Let's talk about 7 styles of love shaped by our childhood. 1. The pleaser. As a children, the pleasers had extremely critical and overprotective parents. Pleasers always tried and pretended to be good and avoided being burdened on their parents, because of which many negative characteristics continued in their adulthood. That is, inability to say no. They are not able to stand up for their own needs and demands. In addition, pleasers are generally very attentive to others and are very keen observers. They can read their fellow human beings extremely well and have a fine sense of their moods and feelings, and it is precisely these skills that they use to meet the needs of others, primarily their partners. The pleaser focuses more on the needs of their partner. Even if their partner is not treating them right, they will simply accept it and won't go against them. Instead, the pleaser have a feeling that they are not good enough for their partners, and they suppress their needs to make them feel good. They enjoy caring for others and work hard to make their loved ones happy. They do not have boundaries. The pleaser will accept anything but not someone being upset with them. It would be good for pleasers to learn to take their own feelings seriously and to share them with their partner instead of always doing what is expected of them. 2. The victim. Such children grew up in a very chaotic and aggressive household. Their parents have been extremely violent. Such children have very low self-esteem during their adulthood. Some live with anxiety and depression. Victims are very suppressed in a relationship, and they often get attracted to very dominant partners. Victims just let things happen. The victims keep their needs quiet, and sometimes they don't even know what their needs are. They feel safe going with the flow, and if things go very well for a long time, they develop a fear that things will again go wrong. In order to be able to lead a healthy and stable relationship, it is advised the victim to learn to feel self-love and to stand up for themselves instead of putting up with everything. 3. The controller. People grow up to be a controller in a relationship. As a children, they were often neglected and made to feel very vulnerable. They were barely protected. Therefore, they learn to take care of themselves at a very young age. They become independent and tough. Also, they are stubborn and don't like being outside their comfort zone, and they don't like it when some takes advantage of them. In a relationship, the controller tries to avoid feelings of insecurity and helplessness at all costs, because this is the only way they believe they can stay in control. Controllers typically don't associate anger with vulnerability, but rather see it as a means of feeling stronger. Controllers are extremely reluctant to leave their comfort zone because they then feel exposed and defenseless, and they prefer to solve problems alone and in their own way. Also, in a relationship, the controller are very dominating. They also try to control their partners. They hate it if someone doesn't agree with them. For a controller, in order to be able to lead a healthy partnership, it would be advisable for controllers to learn to trust, let go and get a grip on their own anger. 4. The vacillator. For vacillator, their own parents were primarily unpredictable. Basically, as children, vacillators never had the feeling that they were important or even a priority for their parents. On the contrary, they lived with the constant fear of being let down by them. In a relationship, the vacillator lines for a close connection, but people always let them down. They spend a lot of time in the head trying to process all the disappointments and wonder why the relationship is not working. Vacillators typically develop a pronounced longing for love. They want stability and reliability from a relationship. As adults, they tend to idealize love and partnership. That is why they get doubts and fears with the smallest conflicts and difficulties. In addition, vacillators usually have severe internal struggles and experience a lot of emotional stress, as they are very sensitive and also tend to attach great importance to small things. In order to have stable, healthy partnerships, this love type would do well to learn how to keep calm and give a relationship time to develop naturally. It would be better for them to really get to know someone first and to keep their expectations in check, instead of committing themselves rashly and with a high probability of being disappointed in the end. 5. The avoider. As a children, the avoiders were always made to feel that feelings make us weak, and one must always focus on being independent. Avoiders start gaining independence from a very young age. They hate it if someone controls them. In any situation that they feel that they are being controlled nor suppressed, they run away or avoid the situation. The avoiders focus only on their own selfish needs and keep people at distance as much as possible. The avoiders get very uncomfortable when their partner is emotional or needy around them. They like to keep it simple. It's easier for them when people take care of themselves. The avoiders in a relationship rely more on logic and rational arguments instead of their feelings. The avoiders feel that they involve their feelings in any arguments or situation, it will make them weak. In order to be able to lead a healthy and stable relationship, the therapist couple recommends the avoider type to learn to let others close to them and to deal openly and honestly with their own feelings. 6. The secure connector. Finally, last but certainly not least, this is the type of person you should aspire to be as you grow up and love people. The secure connector is the person who is comfortable with giving and receiving love. Connectors are comfortable with themselves and with others. They are able to handle conflicts, negative emotions. In their early years, secure connectors are people who have had lots of love in their childhood, and just at the right amount, in the sense that it didn't spoil them. Secure connectors recognize both their strengths and weaknesses in others and can interact with their romantic partners without idealizing or devaluing them. These people have no problems communicating their feelings and needs, are great at resolving conflicts, and are comfortable setting and maintaining personal boundaries that people have set out for them, or vice versa. This is one of the reasons why secure connectors manage to build stable and loving relationships with the people around them. 7. Trust challenge. It is very common to struggle with trusting others or your partner in a relationship. If as a child your parents and your friends have been very unfair with you, as an adult you develop this mindset of not trusting anyone. Even if someone is being genuine and expressive to you, it is advised to accept whatever happens and start with communicating with your loved ones about your feelings. Our childhood has a profound impact on the things you do later on in your life, because your childhood is a place where you usually have the best memories, and it's a place where you learn things that you will remember throughout your life. The habits you're taught in your childhood and the environment in which you are raised profoundly impact your love style and relationships. Our pattern of relating to others is set in motion long before our childhood experiences, and the way our parents related to us have imprinted certain thought patterns and behaviors on us. For a few of us, our early love lessons were ideal, and our love style is healthy and positive. Most of us, though, had some hurtful experiences resulting in a harmful imprint and impaired love style, and that can handicap our marriage relationship. Naturally, all of us want to feel we are doing our best as spouses. To do our best, we have to take an honest look at what hinders us. Keep in mind that the goal isn't to find fault with our parents. The goal is to acknowledge the truth of our childhood so we have a roadmap for growth and change. Most psychologists believe that our personalities are formed in childhood, and it is difficult to change from a fully formed personality type. The sort of love you receive from your parents often determines how you express love and what your interpretation of love is. So how is your upbringing affecting your love life right now? If you fall in any of the categories listed below, let's explain how your childhood may have influenced you and how you can love to the fullest regardless. In more ways than one, childhood experience can impact adult relationships. Yet the challenges don't have to be permanent. With some support, healing is possible. We often think of our childhood as the distant past. However, your childhood affects your love life in many ways. 1. Your communication patterns. 2. Your beliefs and values. 3. Your signs of affection. 4. Your attachment styles. 5. Your mindset on money. 6. Your coping mechanisms. 7. Your behavioral patterns. 8. Your outlook on love and family. The more you are aware of these effects, the better you can communicate your needs to your partner. Ultimately, you want to create a love life that keeps you smiling and happy. So if you enjoyed discovering the effects of your childhood trauma on your relationship and love style, then do not forget to like and subscribe. Share with your friends whoever needs to watch this.